Okay, the thing is it possible for someone that has no money and someone that have never made money before, can that person be a successful financial advisor?
Um, I would say no initially. And the position is, you can only give what you have, right? So if someone has never been successful in a business, if someone's never even created a business or created substantial income, then how can you then advise other people to do the same? But then on the flip side, it kind of looks to, if someone did, maybe they've done five or six or four, bad, business investments or bad investment decisions, then if they're advising you that, hey, look, I did this and this is how it turned out, then
Mhm.
maybe in that sense they could be a good financial advisor. So I think it kind of depends to the person's situation and whether or not they're advising you on what to avoid. But if the person's never done anything at all, then I don't think you can really advise someone on something like that.
So you're saying if someone goes to school and study
Mm.
financial study to become a financial advisor and then
Mm.
graduate, that it's not possible for them to be a successful financial advisor.
I mean, even if you look at that, if you just graduated from university, before you become a financial advisor, there's a period that you have to go through, right? And even clients wouldn't want to, like you and I, we wouldn't want to give our money to someone that just finished university. You'll want someone that has experience managing monies, people that have experience with markets and all these different things. So if you just come out of uni, you still get training, right? You don't just go straight into financial advice because then number one, would people really trust you because you don't have a track record? And
Mm-hmm.
number two, it's kind of like, what do you really know? Right? It's just like people that I see on Instagram and social media that advise on cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah.
When you guys made your money from cryptocurrency was when it was new, was when it was hip, was when it was hype and everything like that. So now if you're advising me on cryptocurrency, I'm not going to see the same investment return as you did because now the market's a lot more stabilized. It's not going to have those high rates of, return compared to when you did it.
Yeah.
But if you're not telling me that, then you're kind of hiding stuff as well. So then you're not able to give good financial advice in that sense. So I think financial advice does come down to your experience, how long you've been doing things for, the mistakes you've made,
Mm-hmm.
um, that you've learned, and that's what makes you a good financial advisor.
Wow. Okay. Like, I'm looking at it from this angle, like someone that because I've seen that there are some people that they don't have money, but they have good
Mm.
ideas. They have good ideas, and you find out that if they want to try to find someone to share this idea with, the question they get is, what have you achieved? And most of these rich people, sometimes they sound ignorant. They will ask you, before you come and advise me on your ideas, you have to show me what you've achieved. But I've
Yeah.
gone to see that some people, they might not have anything, but they've got good ideas, you know. So I don't
Yeah.
know. And these things happen with people that mostly inherited their money. If you see anyone that built their money from the scratch, they are open to any advice. They don't
Yeah.
want to they don't want to know what you have or what you've achieved. They are open to any advice, and then if you're able to sell it to them, they will buy it. But if you come across these people that inherited money, they will want to see what you've achieved. Do you think that it's possible for someone to never done a business before, never been in any kind of you know buoyant situation, having a lot of money? Can they have a good
Yeah.
idea, and can they be able to advise someone to be able to be
Yeah.
successful?
I mean, firstly, looking at the example that you gave, I think the reason why people that are self-made are a lot more open is because they never got the opportunity, right? So they understand what it means to give opportunity to other people. So they're more likely to give that opportunity to someone that doesn't have a track record.
Yeah,
Whereas people that come from so-called old money,
yeah,
they're a lot more, not stingy, but they're a lot more structured, should we
Yeah.
say. Like, you
Yeah.
have to show me your business plan,
What
you
do
have
I
to show me
achieve?
all of the extra stuff, right? So I think, linking that to your question, I think if you do have a great idea, and you know, it does take that one person to just give you the
A
opportunity,
chance. Yeah.
right? It does take that one person, and then that's when it comes down to you, you know, looking at different types of investors, like angel investors. That are people that are more likely to take high risk investments, and even crowdfunding, things like that, right? So there, it's harder. It's 100% harder if you have no track record to get your idea out there. It doesn't mean your idea isn't good,
Yeah.
but it just means that you're going to find a lot more speed humps on the way compared to someone that, say, has been running a business for 5 years, and then they're in the same position in front of the same person. You're more likely to go with that person that's been running it successfully for 5 years than someone that's just bringing this idea that don't even know whether or not a year from now it will still be existing.
What I'm getting from you now is that there's no point going to university to study financial advice, to study to become a financial advisor. You better go into the market and get experience in it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, financial advice is just one of those careers where, you know, you need to build experience, right? You need to know what you're telling people. It's just like going to study medicine, right? You need supervision, you need that experience, or else you will mess up people's lives. And especially with everything going on now, with cost of living, the war in Ukraine, how that's affecting all the markets, and all these different things going on, people are a lot more protective of their money, because it's very easy. As much as people think it's easy, it's hard to make money. It's very, very easy to lose all of that, right? All it takes is one or two bad investments, and £1 million can be blown away, right? So people, unfortunately, it's just one of those, you know, career paths that if someone does want to go down, yes, you might go to uni and study business management and all of these things, but you will need that experience to even have confidence in yourself, right? I personally think that, because I'm just looking, if it's my money, I'm not going to give it to someone that just came out of university. I'm going to give it to someone that's been doing it and managing it successfully. Yeah, because I don't know, it's an unnecessary risk, right? So I'd rather go with someone that, okay, cool, maybe you've had one or two bad investments in the past, but you've made millions for your clients, compared to someone that hasn't done that at all.
Wow. So if someone graduates from the university, they have to find something to do first for themselves, then get that experience for themselves
100%.
before.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, to be honest, most people going into financial advice will go into banking. And, you know, you go into the private wealth space and things like that. And even then, before they allow you to build up your client book and stuff like that, you do get trained up. You have experience of markets, trading, all of that different things before they let you go out there. And that's not just to protect the company, but it's also to protect you, because you don't want to be caught out doing things like fraud and stuff, even accidentally. Right. So one of those very, very sensitive areas that I personally would advise that don't just rely on university degree. Do go, and even if you get a mentor or have someone shadowing you, supervising you, that will allow you to at least have someone else that you can bounce off ideas, instead of just taking a decision and then, God forbid, it then messes up that person's life. Then now you're in trouble.
Wow, that's an eye opener. Thank you very much. Because I was just thinking about this. There are a lot of people that are advising, and then they giving all this advice. And if you look into them, they've not done any business before. They don't have money. I'm being like, if I have money, how will I trust someone that has no money to give me advice? But then I was thinking that maybe someone might not have money, but they might have a good idea, you know. But from what you say right now, it's like you have to take a risk, actually.
And I mean, to be honest, I'll caveat that and say that even if someone does have all the money in the world, it doesn't necessarily mean that they will give you good financial advice, because there could be so many things that lead to them having that money. They could, you know, have skeletons in their closet. They could have people that owe them favors. They could have been born into a great situation that allowed them to, you know, make that money. It's like there was this person from Love Island, Molly May, that said something about we all have 24 hours or something like that to make money. And people called her out and that said, well, number one, you got exposure for the show, your family is rich, and all of these things, you got connections. I think even Kim Kardashian said the same thing, or someone like that said the same thing. And people pulled it out and said, no, you can't compare someone that has nothing to you that come from a place of privilege, because it's two different scenarios, right? So you can have all the money in the world and still not be able to give good financial advice. So then that's when I think it comes down to you making that personal judgment that, okay, cool, does this person's story align with mine? And if it does, then okay, cool, you understand my situation, so you can maximize my returns for me.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic, because I've seen that most of the inventions, most of the great stuff that have been done in our generation, that they are being done by people that have no money, that people that have nothing. So if you are waiting for someone that is rich to advise you, you might miss out. That's what I'm thinking, because most of the invention, even when you research the electricity, all the ancient inventions, they were from people that had nothing. I've never read that a king invented anything. A king